You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 101, posted February 2017. Please avenge my death.
So, wraiths appear throughout the room. Rizwin lets loose a sacred flame. Alestrin, you think it's actually aimed at you, but it appears to be aimed at the wraith right behind you.
I'm still not convinced.
Yeah. So, that wraith is going to try... You don't even know this is going on. A wraith is trying to embrace you.
I'm going to disrupt that strike, even though I don't know what's going on.
Can you disrupt things that are versus you versus your friends? I forget what disrupting strike actually does.
Yeah.
I know it disrupts.
It's just a... Yeah, the trigger is you or an ally is attacked by a creature.
Okay.
So, as he attempts to embrace me...
I'm going to interrupt you, Alestrin.
Oh, this is unprecedented.
Because the mere act of attacking you triggers 7 radiant damage on that wraith, because he was marked by me.
All right, that wraith is an X-wraith.
Really?
So you don't even need to do your
Love
interruption,
it.
because that wraith is gone.
All right, so that wraith
Pardon the interruption.
materializes from view, gets the sanction from Peter Dragonforge, and then gets a face full of sacred flame and just evaporates. Alestrin is just like, I don't understand what the big deal is. Everything's great in this room where I'm standing all alone.
It's all good. All good.
You know what? That was great for Team Dragonforge. Let's see how Team Wraith does as Team Wraith tries to eat Melik. Melik.
Sir?
Hi.
Can I disrupt that strike?
Can you see that strike? Probably.
I don't think you can.
I don't know. You're kind of around the corner.
Let's see. It's corner to corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to be able to see 2 corners.
I did not move. Somebody moved me.
Okay.
I moved you,
You
sorry.
can't see that.
All right.
I don't know. I got pretty good
No,
vision.
there's no
I am
way.
an elf.
Can see through walls.
Wall
Sometimes.
vision.
Stop wall hacking, Alestrin.
All right.
All right. This is also great because I rolled really much better this time. So 23 versus reflex on Melik, the nimblest of mages.
Well, I will tell you what, that will hit,
Mm-hmm.
but I would like to discuss a power I have, which I am...
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's wrap, guys. Let's get real.
Yep.
Let's wrap.
Palaver.
Wrap session.
Yeah. If I had a hat, I would have turned it backward, thus indicating that we were getting real.
My computer is scrolling very poorly, so I'm having to fill, but this is a very exciting power for me.
We'll keep it real. We're keeping it real in the meantime, Monty. Let's talk about Monty's power.
It's called...
The center of his power.
It's called Infernal Wrath,
Mm-hmm.
and when an enemy within 10 squares of me hits me, which I believe has just happened,
Yep, seems like it.
I would like him to take 1d6 plus 5 fire damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
Please take 8 fire damage.
All right. He's not going to take 8, but he's going to take some fire damage.
I said please.
All right. So that happens. You were counting on that killing the wraith, but that didn't happen. Also, I think he gets to do his damage anyway.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He gets to hurt me greatly.
Oh, yeah. How greatly would you like to be hurt?
3 temporary hit points less than whatever he would have taken.
So
Oh my
the
God.
wraith reaches into
number.
you and seems to be kind of just like caressing your organs. This is
Hey.
bad.
You are friendly.
You take 30 necrotic damage, Melik.
Well, that would take me to 0 even if I were at full.
Just out of curiosity, was Rizwin within a reasonable range of that wraith that expired a little while ago?
Nope. I
Well, she's
checked.
within range of me going down to 0 hit points right now.
That
That's
is
a thing.
true, actually. So yeah, and did you
So
remember the 3 temporary hit points you had there, Melik?
My total hit points is not 30.
Oh my God.
And I was already 1 point from being bloodied.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
I'll
did
be
we
over here on the ground. Please avenge my death, and don't let this caustic liquid that appears to be slopping all over roll onto my face.
Oh no! He's gonna become another wraith.
There is actually, you know what? I'm going to let you know. Only Melik knows this. Melik, I'm whispering to you. Everybody else don't pay attention. Melik, hi.
Yeah, what's up? What's going on?
You would know because of your deep study of the arcane arts. This occurs to you as your eyes are kind of flickering closed. If a wraith kills you, you become a wraith. You would also know that that is not a player-controlled wraith.
I think that means I'm a lich, right?
No, you're just a ghost. You're not a lich.
Undead wizards. I think those are liches.
But he's just unconscious right now.
He's just unconscious.
Is he?
Right?
Or how deeply down do you have to be dead in 4th edition?
He was one point away from bloodied at the time, so.
I'm at -12.
Okay. All right. Not for long.
Gee, Doc, I don't like the way you reacted to that.
Okay.
Do you want to get a second opinion, Malik?
Well, Death Surge, that's going to trigger.
This looks like a -5 at the worst to me.
So Rizwin's Death Surge is going to go off, sadly, because of Malik. But hey, we're looking at the bright side here.
Technically just an unconsciousness surge, but yeah. But
All
it still goes off.
First of all, there is a close burst 3, which, let's see, against that wraith, we've got 17 versus fortitude.
Its fortitude is 17.
All right, and let's see. So it will take 6 psychic damage.
Okay.
And Rizwin and every ally in the burst gain +2 power bonus to attack rolls until the end of Rizwin's next turn. So remember your +2 to attack. And everybody gains, let's see, everybody is within, what is this burst? 3. So everybody that's within 3 of Rizwin gets 5 temporary hit points, and that includes Melik. If, I don't know.
How much?
Dang it.
For all the
How
good
much
that
was
does.
it?
5 temporary hit points.
Great.
So you know, if you do roll into the muck, you have 5 temporary hit points to dissolve away before your flesh starts going. Isn't that
Does
cheery?
that bring me up to -7? Does that bring me up to -7? Is that how it works?
No.
I am not 100% certain, but let's say yes.
Well, we looked it up last time, and you get to have those points for if something happens to you, but it doesn't actually mean that you have 5 more hit points.
Oh, that's a good point. So really, I'm at -15 with 3 temporary hit points from earlier.
Okay.
No, because you were still alive at that point, so those 3 hit points would go away first.
Got it. I'm at -12
Math.
with 5 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Okay.
That was 2 out of 3 wraiths. It's still Team Wraith. Clearly a listener favorite. So, I put
Damn
this
you
other
listeners.
I put this wraith over here. He's adjacent to Acrid, Peter, or Flessa. I didn't actually really have a plan when I put this wraith here about who he was going to attack. So, I'm going to roll a d3. 1 is Flessa, 2 is Peter. That's a D1. 3 is Acrid. Peter Dragonforge. Hello.
Yep. Hello.
Hi. The wraith attempts to reach for your heart. 17 versus reflex.
Oh, alas, my reflex is indeed 17.
All right, this is real bad. The wraith reaches in for your heart, and you feel like you are having some issues, and you take 27 necrotic damage.
Oh! Ouch!
Whoa!
Remember those 5 temporary hit points? Or wait, no, you weren't close enough to get
I'm not
those.
close
damn
enough,
it.
yeah.
All right.
So sorry.
A little bit bloodied.
A little bit, just a little bit, you think?
A little bit.
A scoosh. Yeah, this is great. This is total party kill. If you guys all die, I think I get some kind of bonus, right? Is that how the incentive structure here works? So
it would count as a success, I think, on your balance sheet.
You guys don't seem as excited about it as I do. I don't understand. Peter, it's your turn.
All right, righteous smite time. I'm smiting righteously right now.
Okay.
That is a, let's see.
Peter, can I ask a question before we
Yes.
find out the results of math? Does righteous smite do radiant damage?
It doesn't.
Do you have an attack that does
I thought you
radiant
had
damage?
radiant powers.
I do have an attack that does radiant damage, but it's a
I would
daily.
Oh, you don't have anything else? Okay.
No, just my my other like the when I mark somebody if
Okay,
they
that's
don't
fine.
attack me.
So I guess you have dealt out radiant damage without attacking. So yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Continue.
So this is 23 versus AC.
All right. Well, it definitely connects with the wraith.
Okay.
Did you already use an action point?
What?
Just because I seem to remember that when somebody uses an action point within a certain
Yep, you get
amount of
2
squares,
hit points if
4.
you are next
I have it
to
written
me.
down. It's 4.
Is it 4?
I haven't used.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have it as they get 1/2 of my level plus my charisma modifier.
What's your charisma modifier?
It's my charisma's 12, so it's like 1.
I have it written down as 4 hit points,
Do you?
but I don't know. Tony, 15 damage.
Do we round up or do we round down? Because I'm level 3, right?
It's true. I forget.
Let's
say 4.
round up.
I'm not worried.
Then you get 3.
Yeah, why not? Sure, 3. The numbers are made up. So you smite that wraith for some damage. What's the second die roll there, Jason?
So I do. Oh yeah, so it's 20 damage. Because I'm bloodied, I get an extra d6 of damage.
Oh, okay. That's
So it's
convenient. See, it's like I helped you.
Yeah, thanks. It's 20. That's 20.
All right, noted.
And I am going to take my action point
Mm-hmm.
and heal.
Second wind.
Yep,
Yep.
because I don't have a lot of points here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get any bonuses for that. I just have to do the raw.
If you take an action point, you get my +3.
Oh, that's true. Awesome.
I would take those. I wouldn't turn those down.
I'm going to take those too, and then with my minor, I'm going to mark the other wraith with my divine challenge.
Okay. So if he attacks anyone who's not you,
He will receive radiant damage.
So probably he should just go attack you.
Probably, but he's going to have to come all the way over to me and leave everybody else behind if he
Everyone
wants to
will
do
get a
that.
hit.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else? You good?
I am. Yeah, I'm gonna shift back here.
Okay.
Just gonna take a step back, take a breath. I just had my heart ripped out, so I'm thinking about things.
All
You're
right.
still
You are
bloody,
standing
Peter?
next to a terrifying.
Okay,
vat
well,
of
how about there? How about there?
Don't knock it over.
Little room from the terrifying pool. I don't want to. I don't want to. I've seen what happened to Melik. I don't really want to be that close to that pool.
You know what? I feel like I want to thank Monty for being bold and decisive, and I feel like it was just bad luck that his bold decisiveness resulted in calamitous misfortune. No one could have predicted that. Oh,
So horrible.
You can reward him with some hit points.
let's not get carried away. It's your turn, Steve.
Yay!
You could make me a player-controlled wraith.
We'll talk.
I'm multi-classing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am still out of the room. And there's not really anything in here except me and a pit. So I'm feeling very lonely. So I shall shout,
It's
"Aha!"
the pits.
and come running into the doorway of the other room.
Careful the liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Where, am I good in this square in the doorway here?
Yeah, you're fine.
All right. Whereupon I am as close to that wraith in the middle there as anybody else, so I get a prime shot on him. And I will make him my quarry. I quarry thee, I say, as I make him my quarry.
Okay.
And
Nice.
I will take 2, count them 2 shots at that dude. And it's a critical fail for the first one. Things are going great.
Yeah. How could they be better?
But because of my rebounding longbow, it will pass through that dude and attempt to hit the guy behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So, ranged basic. That is also not good. That is a 16 versus armor class. I'm sorry, a 17 versus armor class. And actually, it's a 19 because I get a +2 for Rizwin's
You do?
thingy.
You sure?
So it's 19 versus AC on that
Okay.
guy in the back.
You sure you get a +2 for something?
I do. I get
Definitely
+2 to
+2.
attack.
Rizwin
All
has
right.
not taken her attack roll or her turn yet, so.
Cool. All right. Then tell me about damage on that the guy you were not even aiming for.
So this is a ranged basic as opposed to that previous thing, which is a good thing because my range basic actually does slightly more damage. That is an 11 damage on that guy in the back, or
Okay.
whatever he takes for being insubstantial.
He is now bloodied.
Beautiful. And now I will take my second shot, which was also at that same guy, the guy to the south. And another critical fail. Wow. So that does it for that.
Okay. Do you have any action points?
I
that
used
you
my
wish to
action
use?
point previously.
Good story. All right, Akrid's turn.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
wait a minute.
am going to.
No, never mind. Never
I'm
mind.
gonna.
Oh God, Steve.
Never
We're
mind.
already never minding before you even told us we could.
I'm going to attack with
Recording.
Warlord's Favor.
Okay, what does that do?
That will, with a calculated blow, leave my adversary exposed to an imminent attack from one of my closest allies, which I will have be Flessa. And they will get +2 bonus to attack, plus the bonus that will be 1 plus my intelligence modifier, which will end up being +4 if I hit.
Okay.
Okay, now what kind of bonus is that? Does it say
It
on
is
the
an
card, like a
attack
power
bonus.
bonus or?
An awesome
It'll-
bonus.
Be for you. Flessa.
I'm just wondering if it's a power bonus because Rizwin's is a power bonus and they don't stack if they're the same type, I believe.
The ally with gains +2 power bonus to attack rolls, and
So
then the bonus to attack rolls grants you equal 1 plus your intelligence modifier. So
you take
So
whichever
I
is
get
higher.
4 on me as well.
Okay, so I just get
Okay.
a +2. Is that what I'm
Mhm.
hearing? Okay.
Yeah, I don't. If it doesn't stack, you get a +2 power bonus. If it doesn't stack, you don't.
Okay.
But you'll still get an attack if I hit. Okay, attacking.
All right, I'm not flanking. Okay, so melee
+31.
+2. So that's.
I go first. I have to hit. So I
Okay.
got a 32.
Oh, I see.
A 31.
So you definitely hit.
I hope
So that's good.
Yay.
And
So you guys are using all of your powers of teamwork and coordination to set this wraith up for failure.
7
Oh, God, we're
points of
trying.
damage.
17 points of damage? All
7.
right.
Sorry.
7 points. All right. So you basically you get the wraith's attention,
Yes.
and then while the wraith is focused on you,
while looking
Fless-
at me, Flessa gets
Yeah.
to stab.
Yeah, which is that's actually an 18 versus AC.
that will not hit. It's just an 18.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And that it would
Yeah.
have been 2 points of damage. My melee basic attack is not great unless I'm flanking,
Unless
unfortunately.
you
have
take your
sneak
+2?
attack, Yeah.
For my minor, I am going to use Inspiring Word, and I call out to Peter Dragonforge, and I say, in Bahatman's name, be praised. And he
Yes,
can
Baba.
use a healing surge.
Does he get any bonus to that?
And
from
he
your
gets
Inspire Word?
a additional 1d6
All right. Why don't you roll that for
hit
Peter?
points. Do I roll the 6 part?
Mm-hmm. As the healer, generally.
Yeah.
+4.
Part of you. Yep. Peter, you got that?
Got it.
Cool.
Oh man, I
Anything
lost
else,
my
Akron?
advantage of extra damage when I'm bloodied. Aw.
It's real rough. Everyone's
Yeah,
sad
it's
for
tough
you.
one.
Anything else, Akrid?
That is it. That's it.
All right. Kay, you've got several wraiths up in the room with you, but none of them are right next to you, thankfully.
Which
The
is great.
fallen form of your associate Melik is at your feet. And there's also some liquid sizzling in the corner, thanks to we don't remember who.
We don't
dwell-
talk about the liquid.
Yeah, we don't dwell on those kinds of things.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Well, I'm going to try this and maybe it'll work and maybe it will not. I am going to drop a wind wall right on this side, just hitting both of the wraiths.
Okay.
And that's a wall 8 within 10.
Yep. So that can be
So I'm gonna-
pretty big.
Yeah, I'm going to target the wraith to my right if I'm looking at them
Mm-hmm.
first. Whoops. And not move Flessa. That's That's a 20 for the first one versus Fortitude.
That will definitely hit.
And a 22.
All right, so 2 hits on them as the wall of wind buffets them.
Lovely. Okay, so they're each going to take 11 damage.
Okay.
And I can slide both of these guys, and that might be useful or not useful depending on Flessa, what you would like to do. For instance, I could probably slide this guy in between you and Peter. If you guys
That would be cool.
Yeah. So why don't I go ahead and do that? So, yep, he goes over there. And do we want to move the other wraith anywhere?
Maybe just a square away from Melik's body, just to be safe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
So it doesn't suck blood. Yeah, we'll just.
I mean, could
we'll
you move it? Could you move it all the way up next to Acrid and me?
I can only shift him 1, unfortunately, but
Okay.
I can move him. I can move him into
Then move
the
him
wall.
1 to the north.
Okay. Keep in mind, if he stays in the wall grants superior cover against ranged attacks that target AC or reflex.
Okay, let me see. That's okay, because the
All
power
right.
Rizwin's going to use attacks will.
There you go. Perfect. All right.
Okay.
And yeah. And there's really no space that I can go that's not obnoxiously comfortable to those pools. So I think I'm just going to chill.
Okay. All right. Flessa, it is your turn. There is a wraith that has been swooped by wind into flanking with you. Or not flanking with you, but being flanked by you.
Being flanked by me. Yes,
Yeah.
I am going to try a dazing strike on
Okay.
that thing. And we're going to see how that goes. 21 versus AC.
That will hit.
Yay! All right, that does 21 points of damage, and the target is dazed until the end of my next turn.
All right. That wraith does not look like it is in great shape. It is kind of flickering and looks...
Was it already bloody?
Yeah, it's real
Okay.
not good now.
Okay, excellent. That is good. I think that is... Actually, no. Flessa is going to action point.
Mhm.
And
As Flessa has an action pointed already, we think.
nope, not in this
Cool.
combat.
Sounds good.
And then we'll just sly flourish.
The same wraith.
The same wraith, yes, and that's 27 to hit. 'Cause
All right.
combat
Flessa
advantage.
is just a swirl of blades, and though it does feel a little bit like you're just stabbing water over and over and over again,
Mhm.
eventually
I know what that
You-
feels like.
you're just, flailing with your dagger into kind of air that's filled with wisps as the wraith is no longer there.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
All right, there's one menacing wraith left. And I
All
think it's
right.
Rizwin's turn, right?
It is. All right, first things first, Rizwin is going to use her last healing word for Melik.
Mm-hmm.
And Melik, you may use a healing surge, which will stabilize you, plus 5.
I guess I'll do that. Thank you.
That seems
You're
like
welcome.
you should.
Yes.
Traditional.
All right. That was her minor action.
Mhm.
As Rizwin's standard action, she's going to try to cause fear.
Oh.
So, yeah. Let's.
All right, scary story time.
Yep. Once
It was
upon
in
a time,
Dungeon
on a-
just like this.
Yeah, how do you scare a
Yes.
ghost?
it was a dark and stormy
You
night.
say,
I don't know
"Ooh,
how
but-"
it was stormy on Undermountain, but it was.
Magic.
Yes. Oh, that's not the greatest roll. 6 and 8. That is 18 versus will.
That the will of thy wraith is lower than 18.
Yay! Okay, so the target is compelled to take a free action to move as far away from Rizwin as it can, moving up to 4 squares. It avoids hindering and difficult terrain if it can. But important thing to note: this movement is not it's not considered forced movement, so it provokes an attack of opportunity.
So I think the wraith
Although-
is gonna. I'll just reveal the rest of the map there. The wraith kind of wanders north away from Rizwin. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, up to
and
4 squares.
I'm sorry. I probably moved it more than 4 squares. 1, 2, 3. 4. Oh no, I moved it exactly 4.
Okay. But
and-
both Flessa and Acrid get attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, so Flessa
I
and
also
Acrid
see an
get to
area
swing at
on the
the
map there that it moved out of. Is there any of there any
It
kind of
moved
damage
out
it
of
takes for that?
the wind wall. I don't think that penalizes it.
Okay.
Moving out of the wind wall. So Flessa and Acrid take a swing at that wraith as it is fearfully
just a
rushing
melee
past
basic.
you. Yeah.
30.
Well, 30
Double
will hit.
damage.
In fact, you did a critical, so you have to
Crit,
do max
yeah.
damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oops, sorry.
I'm pretty sure Flessa missed.
My critical for this is
A 15 would miss.
Pardon me?
Sorry, I was talking to Erica. Erica rolled a 15, which misses.
Yep.
Okay.
It's just max damage on melee basic, right?
Yep, unless
Yep.
you've got
So it's just, sorry.
I forget. Do you have a magic weapon, Acrid? I
Yes,
forget
it says
which
critical
items
is
people have.
1d12
So roll a
damage
d12
plus my bonus.
and that yeah.
13.
I think it's just a d12.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh
But
wait,
you-
wait, what would a melee basic normally be for you?
1d8 plus 10.
So you just get that. That's 18.
Okay.
And then you'd roll a d12.
No, it's 1d8 plus 5. Sorry. The plus 10 is to attack.
Oh, okay. Haha.
Yeah.
So 13.
So you get 13.
Just the
and then
you just get the
another-
max when it's on critical.
Correct. But
Plus a
you do
D12.
plus a d12.
So 16.
Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah,
If it
because
was
she did
13
roll that.
and she rolled a 3.
roll that d12. So
Okay. Cool. All right. That wraith is bloodied and angry. Does Rizwin have anything else to do on Rizwin's turn?
let's see. She still could move, and let's see, she's still within 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No,
She actually wants to stay where she's
it's
within
plus
5.
6, actually.
1, 2.
So it's 14.
Okay.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, Rizwin's going to move to there.
Okay. So Rizwin moves into the chamber with everybody else.
Correct.
All right. All set?
Yep.
Cool. All right, Melik, congratulations. You did not have to make a death saving throw because people revived you before it was your turn. So you're on the floor. You're lying down. There's some not great liquid near you. I would recommend standing up because your face is really near that not great liquid.
All right. What is the deal with this wind wall? Is it safe for party members to walk into it?
You'll have to
yes.
check with Kay, but I believe so.
Yep, it's safe. Essentially, the only thing that you have to know is it exists until, I believe, my next turn. And it's a zone that grants superior cover against range attacks made that a target AC or reflex. So if you're
Great.
planning on doing any of those attacks, but
So if I stand in it, it's harder for things to hit me.
mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to stagger to my feet, kick off the ruined tatters of my shoes, walk into the wind wall, and use a second wind.
Wow, thematic.
In the wind wall.
Yes.
Wow.
The wind wall is the first one, and then... and I'm still bloodied, and I have 1 healing surge left today.
Wow, remember when you used to never get hit?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Well, health is a team resource, and that resource is being it's non-renewable, people. So spread it around.
So is second wind a standard action?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's a shame. Then no magic missile for you guys. I'm just going to I'm going to sit the rest of this one out, guys. Go get him.
Maybe not a bad idea. All right. I believe it is Team Wraith now. Team Wraith will come back around the corner. It was Team Wraith was fearfully ran away. But Erica, am I able to now move about freely?
Yeah, that was it.
All right. So Team Wraith will just float over. Peter did mark him, so he's intent on getting to Peter. And you know what? He just moved forward. So Acrid, you get to take a swing at the Wraith as it passes by you.
Yeah.
but I'm gonna roll the attack for the wraith because it's not
First?
gonna die. Yeah, you get to attack it as he swoops by you. Did you roll? Let's
16.
see. So a 16 versus AC, is that what you rolled?
Mm-hmm.
That will miss. All right. The wraith approaches Peter Dragonforge.
Good.
He can already see the wraithly presence is still lingering on you from the previous attack. A 21
I would like to try to
versus
disrupt that
reflex.
strike if possible.
Oh, that hits.
All right. Well, maybe it will be disrupted by Alestrin, the Elven Ranger.
Unless anybody wants to jump in and disrupt my disruptive strike for a third time.
Nope, it's
Let's
all
find
you.
out. Let's find out. That is a 22 versus AC.
Okay, so does that stop the attack altogether?
Yeah, what it does is I thwart the enemy's attack, and it actually is an attack.
Attack, classic.
An attack. Hang on. Oh, okay. So basically, it takes some damage, and then takes a penalty to the attack roll for the triggering attack equal to 3 plus my wisdom modifier, which is +3. So it takes a 6 penalty for that attack it just made.
So Peter, it would take 21 minus 6 is math.
Not
I'll tell you
enough
what
to
it
hit
is, Tony.
Peter.
I'll tell you what
It's
it
a
is.
miss.
It's a miss.
Yes.
That's what it
I
is.
think
All
I think
right.
Alestrin just saved Peter's life.
Alestrin just saved Peter's life. Alestrin, you also did some damage to this,
Yes,
right?
that damage is. That is at least 14. I'm not sure if I take my quarry damage or not. I take that once per round. Is that correct?
Oh.
And I did not hit him this round before my turn, so I believe I should take that damage. So that is actually 20 damage.
All right, that was a
Disruptive
very-
strike!
You know, the players do not see the math happening behind the scenes sometimes. That was I think you sports people call that a clutch moment.
I could feel it.
Yep.
Not only did the wraith not kill Peter Dragonforge, which seemed like a possibility, the wraith took a lot of damage, and the wraith has now used up its turn. I would, I don't want to jinx you, but it seems like you can kill this wraith before he goes again. But let's find out if that's within your abilities. Peter Dragonforge, you're up next.
Kill it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to kill it then with a virtuous strike,
All right.
or perhaps actually the ardent strike is even better. All right, that is 24 versus AC.
Tell me damage.
Oh, tell me damage. 12.
All right, it's still there. Alestrin.
Whoopee! Time to shoot 2 more arrows at this dude.
All right, this is rangering.
Well, that's
Shooting, that seems like a good trick. This one is a 26 versus AC.
All right, can you do 12 damage?
We'll find out because I believe I can retake my quarry, right?
Sure. That's a new.
yeah.
I
Now
think-
that it's your
yeah.
turn.
Okay. So that will be a 10 plus 6. That's a 16 damage.
All right, that wraith is filled with arrows and it just dissipates away. And you all have a moment to collect yourselves
Yippee!
and think about the choice.
I'm not collecting anything. I am eyeing that statue very warily.
And think about the choices you have made in your life that have brought you here.
Does anybody have anything that
I
could
knock over one of
boost-
these things out of victory. With victory
Does
and
anybody
celebration.
have anything that could boost the power of a healing surge?
Yes, if we wait 5 minutes, then Rizwin can. She can.
I think
Basically,
it's-
she has 2 healing words every
It's
5
going to take
minutes.
at least 5 minutes for Peter's heart rate to go back down to normal.
Okay. So
Great.
Melek.
No one wants to dump that like a thing of Gatorade over somebody's head.
Oh my god.
One of those things full of water.
Go try it.
blue.
I
It
will
looks like
stabricate
Gatorade.
you.
Oh,
Melek, you can add 2 to your healing surge. Or 3, sorry. 3.
Yeah.
Can I add some
Alestrin-
points too?
Yes.
yes, sir.
6 for you. Serenity K.
All right. So I
All
take
right,
it we're
just
having a short
for,
rest right now.
I certainly am.
Yeah. So encounter powers are back, and I believe we just got an action point.
So
I don't know.
Yeah,
so
I had a
hey-
little tick mark for the last combat, which usually means we didn't get one last
Well,
time.
the thing is, it depends on whether the helmed horrors in a pit and the helmed horrors that were floating counted as 1 combat or 2. Or
I think we count them as 2.
okay, in which
For the
case we
purposes
would have
of
gotten
drama,
if we would have gotten another action point. You should take it, but we got it before this combat.
All right, so
So we'll get another one after the next combat.
Yeah.
for the purposes of drama, I would like everyone to know that I have 22 hit points and no healing surges.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
dear.
going to say, hey,
Oh,
hey,
dear.
everybody. Here's the thing about being the tank. I now have 31 hit points, which is really great. That's 9 away from my max. I also have no healing surges left.
Oh no.
Yikes! And Flessa's down to 2.
So we may want to
Oh.
sleep next to the creepy statue, and I don't know.
Well, it's not that
I-
far to get
Doors.
back to the place if we can sleep this early. If we had to, we
I
could
don't
get
care
back
if we
to the...
sleep or not. Even if we have to stay in this room for many hours, I think we should barricade the doors and just hunker
And yet,
down.
you're filled with an overwhelming sense of dread that feels like you should push onward.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Didn't we get some healing potions or something at one point?
We have a potion of vitality.
That sounds
Oh
positive.
yeah. Did anyone?
Well, it's-
did
Peter
any-
should have
Peter
that.
has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe
Good.
I have that.
Okay, so now I have 2 action
Flessa has a
points.
shiny gold cylinder.
And I
Hey now.
Peter doesn't know what you mean.
Did the zombie have shoes?
Yes.
Will they fit a tiefling?
Yeah.
They're
They're like
magic
a half size
shoes.
too big. But yeah, they're
Clown shoes.
Awesome.
The zombie has clown shoes.
Now
Oh, boy.
the
Of
wizard
course.
had clown
By
shoes.
Dashiell Hammett. All right, so Peter's got at least a potion that he can fall back on. That was all? I could have sworn we found
good.
more stuff. That was...
So are we taking a nap here in front of creepy guy?
No, I think
No.
we're pushing
No,
on as...
DM says
Okay.
we're pushing on.
There's just something about that statue that makes it feel not like this is not a safe place to rest.
Does anybody
Also,
else need
all
to
the-
use?
You know, it does seem to be like a wraith hangout, so that's great.
Yeah,
It's
there
too
are
bad
those
thing.
pools of blood.
Oh, that's not blood.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I've studied it carefully. Blood does not do this to my shoes normally.
It's not
And
blood.
he would know.
Well, so should we soldier on? There was a helmed horror around the corner.
We maybe ought
Does
to
anybody else-
investigate the stuff in this room before we do. I see what looks like a chest
Okay.
over there and some...
I don't know. We might want to just come back for that after we've gotten somewhere safe and rested overnight.
Mm-hmm.
But does anybody
Are-
else need to use healing before we go anywhere else?
I'm
Yeah,
good.
make sure that you have done the healing that you need / want
Yeah,
to do.
because Rizwin can still do healing words to boost those up.
Is a
Can I
long
use
rest
our-
even a
has.
possibility at this point, Tony? Didn't we just
you
get
know,
up like...
I just feel like, you know, probably today is the day that either you kill a vampire lord or a vampire lord kills you. That's just how I'm feeling about Sunday night. That's how I feel.
All right.
Can I do an arcana check on the stuff in the room to see whether there's any residual magic stuff we need to be worried about?
Sure.
I got a 15.
You know, there's this rather crude, demonic-looking statue that's kind of the centerpiece of the room, and it seems like there's some bad things happening with. There's been kind of a lot going on with magic in this part of Undermountain with the channeling of life energy, and it seems like inspecting the other vessels of liquid throughout this chamber, all of them have the body of some creature in them that seems to have been drained of its life energy and returned as a wraith. And it seems like there's probably some magic going on with the statues that is helping to affect that, that is making the liquid rather toxic and dangerous in these vessels.
I would like to
So-
pick up the tattered remains of Melik's left shoe and dip it in this container to the southeast and see if it dissolves further or if maybe there's a different thing in this other vessel.
In the
Do
one
you
to
really
the
want to
south,
give it?
The southeast.
Yeah, the one that's a different color.
the one that's so there are 4 vessels in this room. 3 of them are kind of reddish, and had wraiths above them. The one in the bottom appears to just be water, at least as far as you can tell from dipping a shoe in it.
Okay.
I'm not thirsty. I'm itchy though. Does anyone have any kind of salve?
I gotta make those out of various nuts and oils, and we're not in a place where I can find said ingredients at this point. But I should have prepared some salves earlier. I'm sorry. So can I do an Arcana check or something over this vessel to the southeast to see if there's anything funky about it, or should I just take a sip of it?
It seems like it's relatively inert, perhaps because a creature has not been drowned in it yet.
Okay. So we're thinking it's just water.
Yeah. So there are several exits to this chamber. You feel like if you headed north from this chamber, it would take you back to the area of Undermountain you've been before, though you have not passed through those particular doorways. South is the chamber you came from with the well, and there's a small door on the western side of this chamber that you have not explored yet.
Is that a chest to the east of this room?
There's some barrels and chests to the east of the room.
All right, I'd like to kind of eyeball those.
All right.
I think Rizwin would like to make a religion check just to see if she recognizes the statue or anything else in the room as religious. That's a 7.
She studies it and determines that it does not seem to be of any particular demon or devil or demonic entity, but seems to be kind of more of just an artistic representation of a force of darkness in general.
Gotcha.
Really ties the room together. Alestrin, you rummage through there's some barrels and chests there. It appears that these are probably, in fact, these contain the belongings of, I don't know, somebody, right? Everything's got to belong to somebody. But perhaps some of the creatures that were drowned in this, in the vessels here.
Oh.
And I'm going to be extremely generous and tell you there's another potion of vitality mixed in with the, extra shoes, all left feet for some reason, belts, clothes, and other, empty knapsacks and stuff, moldering rations, that kind of thing.
Super conscientious of that zombie to fold up everybody's clothes and put it in the chest.
Yep, So there is a potion of vitality. Somebody should take that.
Melik, you are hurting, right? What did the potion of vitality do again? Is that a thing that
I think it should still be Peter that has it.
I agree.
Agreed.
It restores a large number of hit points, I believe.
I don't have a large number of hit points even when I'm fully healthy.
Hey, Peter, catch!
Yay!
It's a reinforced. They don't skimp on the material that they package potions of vitality in. So, yeah. All right.
Even if it cracked, it would probably just heal itself from the magic within.
That's extremely optimistic.
All right, so we have been to the room in the north, right?
This
is the room with the dead grass on the floor?
Correct.
So we've been there. We haven't been to the west.
Correct.
Shall we go west?
You could go
There's
west.
a home horror in there.
You could go back the way
to the
you
west.
came.
There is.
You could just give up and go home.
Yep.
There's lots of
we
options.
peeked. I think we peeked around the corner and discovered that we did. There's a helm horror in there. So it might be better to go to the north and try going through doors to the west where I suppose there could be 20 helm horrors behind those doors. So maybe one is better.
I like your thinking. Would you like to design the next level, Erica?
I don't think one helmed horror is going to be that big a deal for us, really.
Okay. I just like that you're calling them helmed horrors now.
Don't the horrors march through that room to the north? Is that part of their walk that they normally do? Or they were walking
I think this
around
guy
in a
was
circle
hanging around in that room. This particular ding dong.
We just need to find a big enough sheet to stick over that pit there and just lead him in.
Yep.
We already, this one. We could try that.
It's a very big pit. I don't know. I don't think you guys have any. You guys only brought twin sheets. You'll think about that the next time you're equipping for an adventure.
Could
when
we
all you have
weave
is a pit,
something
the
with
whole world
rope?
looks like a ding dong.
I quickly weave a sheet out of rope.
Oh God.
You're welcome.
That's part of my ranger training, sheet weaving with hempen fiber.
You have that merit badge?
Yeah. You know what? You're full of sheet.
I feel like since we know that this probably goes by where that one helmed horror was, maybe what we ought to do is go to the south and get our ranged attack people to surprise that helmed horror around the corner, take a surprise shot at him, and deal with him, and then move further on.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so you guys have inferred that the passageway to the west of this chamber connects to the helmed horror that you saw from peeking around another corner.
It seems likely.
Seems likely. You've deduced that. You've got out your protractor. You're measuring space on the
Yes,
walls.
totally our 3D sense in the dungeon. It's dungeoneering. It's basic dungeoneering, Tony.
Yeah. We have a dwarf in the party, and dwarves usually have the extremely racist ability to sense where they are underground at all times.
Yeah. I am underground, says Rizwin.
Yep.
All right,
So
I'm ready to
set up some
stealthily
kind of
pop around
ambush?
the corner there
Mm-hmm.
and say hello and take a shot at him.
So is Alestrin just off on his own figuring this out? Or
Flip this around.
Who else is good at ranged attacks?
I can do that.
So I was just going to
Well, the
pop
thing
around
is-
the corner, take a shot, and then run back behind you guys. So
Yeah, I
come
think
around the corner.
That's fine.
Yeah, Rizwin and Flessa have to be within 5 to do very much. Flessa can
Once he's
try
near the
farther
pit.
away. Rizwin can't.
all right. So
Once
you're
he's near the pit, I have various powers that could shove him into it.
okay.
That's right.
So
We
the
could lure him
adventures-
back. We could lure him back toward us, as a part of this.
I'm hiding around the corner for him.
All right. The adventurers have moved back south, and they know there's this helmed horror around the corner, and looks like they're kind of debating how they're going to set up to try and lure this helmed horror to kind of follow them into the room with the pit. They're maneuvering. There's a lot of, it looks like, deciding how close do people want to stand to each other / to the helmed horror / to various corners. Do people want to re-roll their initiatives real quick?
+2.
Yes.
Sure.
I'll stand
Remind me,
near everyone
when
for a second.
You've got range down for a ranged weapon. What is that range value? Is that squares or is that feet?
Squares. So you
Okay.
probably have range 10, I bet.
Actually,
Or
this bow shoots 20, and the high number is 40 for the.
That bow, well, it can shoot a long
Wow.
way. They should call it some kind of longbow.
They do indeed. It's the rebounding longbow. +1.
Yeah. So, so longbow. I mean, in an interior setting like this, probably you're not going to be in very many rooms that you cannot hit the other side of that room with. So
You would think.
it's easier to fire a longbow than to throw a dagger.
20 on the initiative roll. Sweet.
That's where you want to spend it, all right.
It's
The initiative roll where I'm hiding around a corner and not going to attack first.
All right. So our adventurers are spending a lot of time carefully arranging themselves in this hallway that I've built for them, making sure that they're exactly where they want to be.
Peter,
feel
Acker,
like-
do you guys want to be that far back? I mean, it's going to come around the corner. I think you just.
Do you want to do
pop
it? Do you want me to be
Are
over
we
here?
all
Okay, so I'll
are we
go.
all falling back to see if we can if Melik can knock it in the pit?
Oh, are we? Okay.
That was
So
my
I'll
plan.
be
If
right
it gets
here.
all the way back here, I'm just going to give it the
Okay.
whammy and knock it into a pit.
Whammy.
Okay. Alestrin, it looks like you're at the top of the order. Are you ready to implement your plan? It looks like your friends are moving slightly further away from you.
Yeah, they do that. Okay.
Well, he was going to shoot to try to lure it in, right?
Yeah, I was hoping we would get a surprise round where maybe Alestrin and Kay step around the corner and surprise it and zap it and then run back.
Yeah, I could
All
try to
right.
stealthily make my way to within range of the thing so I can actually see it.
Why
We do
don't
that.
you roll
Can I take a
stealth?
surprise round?
Sounds great.
Stealth. That is a 27 stealth.
All right, you are silent. You are like a wall of wind.
All right, can I see him from here?
But he is deadly.
So I'm just going to go out far enough so that I can actually shoot the guy. Is this far enough?
Yep, you can see the familiar outline of a helmed horror standing
Yeah.
in the middle of that room.
Just
It's
kicking it?
faced away from you.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and make him my quarry.
Okay.
And then I will knock up 2 arrows and go pew pew and shoot him into the helmed horror as I
All
say, yoo-hoo!
Okay.
So that's a critical fail.
Great start.
Yeah, solid. And that is a 26 versus AC.
All right, your first arrow goes wide, but your second arrow flies true across the chamber into the little smithy where the helmed horror is standing there, clangs off of the helmed horror's head, and the helmed horror yells. That really, really hurt. Please do not do that again.